Hi guys, so it's been a quiet week on the market, not much going on, and a couple of good setups which I missed, but other than that it's been a fader market. So I'm pleased with my discipline this week because I haven't traded much. I've taken some setups which I don't mind taking, but I have sized down on them. I've kept my wrist tight and my stop losses in place. So I've ended the week $4 down, which is a successful week for me because I've protected my gains and I've not overtraded. So I'm just going to go through one of the setups that I took, which didn't work out. So let's get to the chart. So the ticker was PCIX, and this is the daily chart over here. And it's had its big day one, where it's gone from about $3 up to around $4.25. And it had a PR behind it as well. And I was looking to play it for a first green day bounce. So where stocks had a big run up, it's pulled back, and I'm looking for an area where it can bounce from. So this is its day one, and then it's just pulled back over the coming days. And then this is the day that I tried to play it for a bounce, which, as we can see from the daily chart, you can see it didn't work out. So if we go over to the intraday chart on the 13-minute, let's go to the 5-minute time scale. And the reason I was looking to play this for a bounce was because it was approaching this level here. So on its day one pre-market, you can see that it was breaking out, it pulled back, it checked this level of around 486, and then it pushed off from there and then had its day one run. So that was looking like an area of support. Also going back on the daily chart to its most recent high volume day, hadn't done loads of volume, but it was significant to its other days, 12 million volume. You can see it had support there at 486 as well. So that was potentially an area of key support where it could bounce from. So if we go into the 1-minute chart now, we go to the day before first of all. So the day before, it was still up here around 530s. I would have liked to see this be basing somewhere around here, which it wasn't. So price action really wasn't telling me that anything about this level. It was still above there, and on this day it was holding support at 530s. Then it came down and made a lower low of like 520s. So it wasn't basing anywhere. It was still not close enough to kind of tell me a bit more information about this risk level and how it would react to it. So it wasn't the strongest thesis, but I have seen it where the day before they're getting close to that risk, and then the next day market open, they come down, they check it, and then they bounce off there. So that was kind of my thinking. So I got in, this is the day I played it. It came down to around 505, and I was also thinking whole dollar mark, it would be good to get in before there because it might not break $5. So I got in at 506, and you can see after that it actually had a really nice push off. It moved up 15%, and I didn't sell any there, so it was trying to bounce, but my profit targets were way above. If I thought about it, I would have thought, this isn't the strongest thesis. I've not got any sort of basing action around this key level of support, which I would have liked to have had. So I could have taken a piece off here just in case, this isn't the strongest thesis that I've had. But I didn't, which is also fine because I was sticking to my plan. So you can see from here it came back down, and then it broke my risk of 486. I got stopped out there, had a stop loss on, and I lost $2, so I lost 4%, which is really minimal. So I don't mind taking this trade, and I am still watching it for a potential bounce next week. Not that it has to bounce. I mean, it's tried to bounce this day and it couldn't, so that's not great. But I am potentially looking for it to bounce again. If we go back, let's go to the 30-minute chart. If we go back in history, where it's had a bit of a run here, it's had some key support over several days at 445 roughly. And then if we go back to the 1-minute chart, that's exactly where it's pushed off on the day that I tried to play it, and it's had a nice little push off there. So depending on what the action is pre-market next week, I might look to play that for a bounce on that day, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just an idea that I've got, that actually this could be the level where it bounced from. But as I said, it might not bounce at all. So I'll have to just wait for the price movement next week to tell me a bit more information about can this bounce or not. So yeah, that's the trade that I took. So even though the week finished red, it's such a nice feeling to have had minimal losses and protected the majority of my gains, and I'm just patiently waiting for a good setup that I can cash in on. Having said that, there's not much on my watch list for next week, so I'm going in with the mindset that unless something pops off or the market heats up, I'm probably not going to be trading that much next week. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching and catch you next Sunday.